Hello and welcome to Heads Up. Today we'll be focusing on one topic that holds much value to not just employers as well as professionals world over. An ideal work environment is much needed for an individual, for a professional to grow and also come up with more productivity. Today, to gain more insight on this very topic, we are at the Aon Hewitt's Best Employers Learning Conference and Award Ceremony 2015.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my utmost pleasure to welcome you to the Aon Hewitt 2015 Best Employers Learning Conference and Awards Ceremony. We bring this ceremony today in partnership with Fortune and NDTV Profit and Prime. Now, to kickstart the proceedings, I'd like to call on stage someone who's also had a 15 years journey, just like the Best Employer study. My dear friends, please help me welcome on stage none other than the CEO of Aon Hewitt India Consulting, Sandeep Chaudhary.
On behalf of our partners, NDTV, Fortune, and the entire of the Aon Hewitt, I welcome each one of you to the Best Employers Learning Conference and the Award Ceremony for 2015. Today is a pretty special day for us, one certainly for the star attraction of the 2015 Best Employers of the country, but equally important for us to essentially try and recognize the journey that we really had with Best Employers for the last 15 years. The question that certainly runs through our mind when we sit in a learning conference like this is, what does it take to be a best employer? Why is it important for us as an organization strive to be in the best employer zone? And most importantly, which in many ways would essentially respond to the question, why is it important to be a best employer, is these employees turned up every day to give in their 120% to the enterprise. So even when we do a very quick cut on the business performance and the results of the best employers over the years, that clearly correlates high employee engagement to superior and consistent business performance.
There is a lot to talk about what's happened over these past 15 years from a best employer's perspective. So let's deep dive and understand what's happened over these years. And I think to do that, there is only one person who befits. My dear friends, help me welcome Tarandeep Singh.
"51% of the organizations across these 15 years are actually Indian firms. 30% of organizations over these last 15 years are actually organizations which had less than 2,000 employees. 20% of them were actually under 10 years of existence when they became best employers. What I want to very quickly share with this group today is really the hallmark of 2015, if I could say, insight. This year's, the average best employers, the scores have gone up till 83%. And these are substantially higher than what we had seen in the prior years. What these organizations have done, one is clearly to act on what is critical and what is in front of us. Career opportunities, we have talked about in the past, has been a consistently an improvement driver. And it's something that everybody has found it difficult to grapple with and work through. However, best employers have ensured that while it has continued to be their improvement driver, they have acted on it consciously, consistently. The other part here, and which is very important and insightful for us when we looked at it, was that the employee needs are changing continuously. The third and the last point that I wanted to make about here was about really leadership and the expectations from them. For best employers, senior leadership is a very strong sustenance driver. So these are some of the key highlights. And thanks a lot for your time. I hope you have found this interesting.
To felicitate the best employers, it's my pleasure to introduce to you on stage two distinguished individuals. First up is the founding editor of the magazine Fortune India. My dear friends, put your hands together for D.N. Mukherjee. And to join him on stage, I'd like to welcome once again the CEO of Aon Hewitt India Consulting, Sandeep Chaudhary. My dear friends, the first organization, as I said, all equals, the first alphabetically, the organization is one of the most diversified NBFCs in the Indian market, catering to more than 6 million customers across the country. Put your hands together for the Aon Hewitt Best Employer India 2015, Bajaj Finance Limited. The next organization is a provider of tar and related infrastructure services. They pioneered the tar infrastructure sharing concept in India. They are market leaders pan India with 85,000 tars across telecom circles. My dear friends, the next Aon Hewitt Best Employer India 2015 is Bharti Infratel. The next organization is a part of the Deutsche Post DHL Group and is South Asia's premier express air and integrated transportation and distribution company. Please put your hands together for the next Aon Hewitt Best Employees India 2015, Blue Dart Express Limited. The fourth organization in the list is also from the Deutsche Post DHL group, serving over 3 million customers worldwide with a robust infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you the next Aon Hewitt Best Employees India 2015, DHL Express India Private Limited. My dear friends, the next Aon Hewitt Best Employer India 2015 is Franklin Templeton Asset Management India Private Limited. Presenting to you the yummiest organization from the Godrej umbrella, the next Aon Hewitt Best Employer India 2015, Godrej Agrovet Limited. And now we move on to the organization, which is India's largest homegrown home and personal care company. Put your hands together for the next Aon Hewitt Best Employer India 2015, Godrej Consumer Products Limited. The next organization now. Benchmarks created and achieved over the years. Expertly designed hotels powered by unparalleled expertise. A reputation for immeasurable quality. Put your hands together for the next Aon Hewitt Best Employees India 2015, Marriott Hotels India Private Limited. Moving on to the next organization. This one's a market leader in medical diagnostics, enabling early detection, prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and monitoring of diseases. Folks, introducing to you the next Aon Hewitt Best Employer India 2015, Roche Diagnostics India Private Limited. The next Aon Hewitt Best Employer India 2015 is Starwood Hotels and Resorts India Private Limited. Completing the list of Aon Hewitt Best Employers India 2015 is Whirlpool of India Limited. And I think it's important to identify organizations for their unique characteristics and practices as well. And we'd love to do that, as I said earlier, by identifying 4 organizations who on 4 different dimensions have demonstrated excellence in the area of being a best employer. The first category is the Commitment to Engagement Award. And this organization is Bharti Infratel. Our next special recognition category is the Best Employer for the Gen Y. And the organization we believe the best employer for Gen Y is DHL Express India Private Limited. And now for the next category, the special one, the Best Employer for Women. And the award goes to Starwood Hotels and Resorts India Private Limited. And last but most certainly not the least, the Voice of the Employee Award. And this award goes to Marriott Hotels India Private Limited. With this, my dear friends, we come to the end of the official proceedings for the evening. But this session can't end without one man coming back on stage again and sharing his final few thoughts. Let me introduce on stage once again the CEO of Aon Hewitt India Consulting, Sandeep Chaudhary.
Congratulations to all the organizations that got acknowledged as the winners for Aon Hewitt's Best Employers 2015. I certainly have our media partners, NDTV and Fortune. Thank you so much, DN, for their great support. So final round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the participant organizations. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. Cheers.